This is a podcast for parents deep in the trenches of parenthood, where the coffee is cold, the laundry never ends, and yes, we forgot to take the chicken out the freezer. Again. I'm your host, Natalie Calderon. We're talking real-life parenting. The good, the bad, the sleep-deprived, and the sticky. No judgment, no perfection, just real talk, real laughs, and a reminder that you're not in this alone. This is Defrosted Chicken. Welcome to the table. Let's dig in. I'm here with Mayra. Let's start off with just telling me a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I don't know.
Okay, what do you do for work? I'll ask you.
Okay, so what I do for work, I'm a realtor.
Okay.
And I've been in the business for like 5 years already.
Okay. How many kids do you have?
I have 2 kiddos, 2 boys, 1 8-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Married?
Yes.
Okay. So let's get down to it. Your oldest son, who's 8, he has been diagnosed with leukemia, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So how long ago was he diagnosed?
He got diagnosed a year and a half.
A year and a half ago. So
ago.
He was
yeah.
Still 7 or 6?
7.
7.
Yeah.
He'll be 8 this year?
He will be 9.
Sorry. So I'm going to ask you a few questions so we can kind of just get into it, and whatever you don't feel comfortable, talking about, just let me know.
Absolutely.
I know a little bit about leukemia.
Okay.
Not much, just because my mom did have leukemia, and I know there's a few different types.
Right.
So basically there's like an acute one and a chronic.
Right.
Just to keep it simple, because this can get confusing.
Right.
Which one does your son have?
He has the less aggressive one.
Oh, good. Okay. So he has more like a chronic.
A chronic.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, obviously we follow each other on social media. So I read a lot of your stories and your posts about your son, and the lingo is so confusing.
I bet.
And I can only imagine, like, you probably didn't know anything about this stuff beforehand.
Oh,
so
no.
It's been a big learning process for you as well.
Yeah, it's been overwhelming with all the information, the new words, the new lingo that they have, so it's been...
The medical lingo is...
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's a lot to process.
Right.
Okay, so I can only assume that a lot of things in your life changed drastically from the beginning.
Correct.
My first question... Well, I've asked a lot of questions, but
Bring it on.
Is, like, what was your initial reaction?
Since I didn't know nothing about the extent of his illness, and I didn't know about different types of cancer, the first thing that when someone tells you your son has cancer, for me, oh my God, my son is going to die. So my first impression when I heard the doctor call us, I still remember, was on Thursday, he called us and he was like, hey, we found cancer in the blood, blah, blah, blah.
He told you over the phone?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they were going to prepare him for a biopsy.
Okay.
So this started even before we find out it was cancer. He had some infection with the lymphomic glands.
Okay.
So it's when it started. So it was causing him a lot of pain, and it was a whole month and a half going to the ER back and forth. And it was to the point the mother of me say, like, this is not right.
Right.
I need more than this. I need more than Tylenol. I need more than antibiotics. I need a biopsy because the glands were swollen on his neck.
Oh, so it was his neck.
Yeah, it was.
So that's the first symptom that he had swollen glands in his neck, and it was hurting. So that's when you took him to the doctor.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was like swollen. They were just telling it was an infection with antibiotics, Tylenol. He should be fine. And I'm like, no, this is something not right. So I need a biopsy. So I pushed for a biopsy.
Which is something you have to do often. You have to advocate for your kids.
Correct.
And it's hard sometimes.
Yes. It's like they're just pushing you. If you don't advocate or you don't push it, they're just going to keep you in Tylenol forever.
Yeah, literally.
They love Tylenol.
Oh, yeah.
So the mother of me is like, nope, you need to push it. So that was scheduled, the biopsy, and they didn't have an opening until January. This was in December.
In December. Okay, so it was a whole month.
Yeah. So we're in December. Okay. I'm like, hey, we're going to a vacation to Cancun.
Mm-hmm.
Are we okay to go? Whatever. Oh, you guys are fine. Go ahead. Enjoy. We're like, okay, fine. So we went. When we got back, I'm like, okay, well, let's get ready for the biopsy, the new blood testing, whatever, so he can be ready. We're like, okay, fine. They did the blood test. Something came back like with a normality. They're like, hey, we need another blood test because we want to check for cancer cells. We're like, why?
Right.
And they're like, oh, because some of his cells are coming back. They may be cancer. And we're like, okay. It was a Monday. We went to do the blood testing and they did another blood testing on Tuesday. Thursday, they call us and they give us the news of my son being with the leukemia, cancer. I shut down when I hear cancer. I sit down and start crying. My husband was on the phone still listening to the doctor. I couldn't.
You couldn't focus.
I couldn't focus. I couldn't focus because the first thing you hear when cancer is like, my kid is going to die.
Basically, you were in shock. And your husband is the one that kind of got the rest of the information.
Correct.
From what I can just see from your social media, because you're really open about this. I think it's great because I feel like social media is a great way to keep in contact with your friends and family, because it's really hard when you're going through something, whatever it is, when everyone is calling you and everyone is texting you and it comes from a good place. They want updates. They want to know how it's doing, but it's overwhelming because you already have a lot going on. And it's like, here, I'm going to post this here. Look at it. This is the update. Please don't call me or text me.
Yes, kind of thing. That was kind of my thing, you know? It also helps me to like unstress myself.
It's like a form of therapy. How did you guys tell your son or explain it to him?
We told him that he has a virus and he's blood.
Okay.
So all this process of his treatment, the medications, is helping him kill all the bad cells and helping him get well. So he always says, is this medicine is going to kill the bad cells? Yes. How long I'm going to get until I get better? Well, your treatment's 2.5 years.
Oh, it's 2.5 years long.
2.5 years.
So he told you that from the beginning?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And with the boys, it's a little bit, sometimes it can be a little bit longer.
With boys?
With boys.
Oh, really?
Just the fact that leukemia hides on the testicles. So it's a little bit extra testing for boys.
That's interesting.
I know. That's kind of the way we explain it to him. You just have bad cells, you have a virus, and we just need to kill the bad cells and good cells.
As long as they know what's going on and you get into less detail, the better, just because they're not mature enough to process everything that's actually happening to them.
Correct.
Correct. Wow. Okay. So 2.5 years, you're 1.5 years in.
Yeah.
So you got about a year to go.
Yeah, it will be, supposedly his treatment will be ending the end of May of next year. Yeah.
Well, how do I say this?
Say how it is.
No, I'm like, it's kind of stupid to ask. How has this process been for you emotionally? I mean, obviously it's been hard, right?
Right.
But what do you feel has been the hardest part?
See him go through every procedure.
The pain?
The pain. The poking, the blood draws, the side effects of the medication, the stays on the hospital, all that has been really, really hard for me to see your child going through that. Like, what kind of mother will not take places of their kid, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I will take it 100% no asking. He will ask me, like, hey, Mom, will you change places? Of course I will, you know? Oh, yes. And he will ask, I will tell, like, what God will allow me to have cancer. I'm just a kid. And it's another open box that you need to go through that, right? With the religion.
Yeah. Obviously, your faith is something that, from what I can see, has helped you.
Oh, yes.
You guys obviously believe in God and you teach that to your children. And so he's questioning, which I think if adults question, you know, something difficult, adults question God. I can only imagine a child who doesn't really understand a lot of things.
Right.
So do you mind me asking, like, what do you tell him when he asks you that?
I only tell him that God chooses the strongest warriors, and he will not give what they cannot handle, right? And then also it's a testing of faith
of your guys' faith,
right? Like, so it's like, you do believe in me. This is what you're going through, because I want to know how strong is your faith. So we go to that extreme with him because I know he understands.
Yeah.
You know, but then we keep it simple at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know,
Don't confuse
you're just a warrior.
Yeah.
And God gives this challenge to the strongest warrior. So he knows you're the strongest warrior. That's why you going through this.
And what does he say?
You know, he's like, yeah, you're right, Mom. You're right. But it doesn't make sense sometimes, you know, because you say God loves all the kids. But you know, you're right. I'd rather have it instead of my brother.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
So I don't want him to go through what I'm going through because I know he cannot handle it.
Yeah.
I'm stronger than him, right, Mom?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, you
And
are.
your son, he's 3 years younger?
It's like 2.5,
Oh, okay, okay.
almost 3, yeah.
Yeah, so he's his big brother, and
Yes.
that's how he sees it. Wow.
Yeah.
Physically, how has he been handling it, his body?
So some of the chemos affects his mobility
Mm-hmm.
and his nerve system. We did see a huge change on his body. He used to be in soccer. He used to run. He used to jump, whatever the regular 8-year-old kid or 7-year-old kid can do.
Yeah.
But with all the chemos, he become like an old grandpa. Like his mobility was not there.
Yeah.
He wasn't walking the same way.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't even run. And yeah, so affect him, like, I'm pretty sure, like, emotionally, mentally, and everything, not able to do all the things he was able to do.
Yeah.
So he will be just laying down in the bed, chair. He become very passionate about video games. So I think that was his escape.
Yeah.
So he plays a lot of Fortnite. So him sitting, being in the games, I think
Takes
that was
his mind away.
Oh, yes. I think
he doesn't have to be mobile, really.
Right.
Just sit there.
So that was a big, huge part of him and us during this process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I mentioned before, I follow you on social media, and obviously everything that you see on social media is not real life, right? I mean, it is, but it's not, right? There's a lot more. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes,
right?
For everyone, not just for you. I'm just saying, you are a real estate agent, and you're still working. You've been working throughout this whole process. You haven't stopped working, right?
Right.
How hard is it to manage your work? Now, I know you have a little bit of a flexible schedule, right?
Right.
So you can kind of, I guess, move that around to be able to be there for your son. But at the end of the day, you still have to work.
Right. So for me, the year that we first got diagnosed and everything, for me work was out of the window.
Mm-hmm.
I was not going to be like, I'm not working. And like, my kid needs me 100% here, 24/7. Mm-hmm. So I was not supposed to work, right?
Right.
But God sent me clients. Mm-hmm. And I think it helped me because I was driving myself crazy. Yeah. Like, I'm not stop crying, thinking the worst, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think God, like, no, you're driving yourself crazy. Let me send you a client so you can get distracted.
Because I see you, it looks like you're busy. So I was like, God damn, look at this girl. She's just working.
Yeah, that year, it was for us, it was COVID. I was limited. I don't know if you remember, or I don't know if you've seen that. Like, I was limited to like events. I will not be joining events. I will not be part of any like group meetings or stuff like that. Because for us, it was like back to COVID. Like,
okay, it was kind of like the whole process because you have to make sure that everything is clean, no one is sick.
Correct.
Because his immune system is weakened.
Correct. So I was not going to be exposing myself and expose my kid, right? Yeah. So when I meet clients, it will be outdoors, through Zoom calls. When I go to see the houses, again, I will keep my distance. I will be wearing masks and stuff like that. So I was still protecting myself so I can protect my child. Right. But those clients helped me through the process too. It was a therapy for me because I will go out there and it will be like an hour, 2 hours. And it will be kind of forgetting about what I was going through,
Wow.
And it helped me
keep your mind on something else versus just overthinking and thinking the worst, and stressing and everything.
So it did help me.
Yeah.
But I was not planning to work at all.
Right. No, yeah. I can imagine.
And then this year came in and like, no, my kid is better. He's in the maintenance now. I'm more flexible. I'm still like keeping my guard of doing events or stuff like that. Yeah. But I'm more open because he's
doing better. Yeah.
Yes. Correct.
I can't imagine having to go through that. Now, I know this doesn't help anything, but girl, I have cried for you and your son. Let me tell you. One, obviously, I was pregnant. I think
the hormones.
I mean, not that I wouldn't, but like, as a mother, already being a mother, what another mother could possibly be going through, right? And you love your kids. You want to protect your kids. And it's like, oh my God, your son is the same age as my daughter. And I was just like, how? Why does this happen? This is unfair. Children should not have to go through this, you know? And I would just like look at your stories and I would be like, oh my God, then I had the baby. My hormones are even more. And I would just be sitting there crying, like, why?
You know, it was at one point that you have those thoughts, right? My son was going through something very harsh at one moment.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sound so selfish and excuse me for everyone.
No.
But this is my thought. That was my thought at that moment. I see old grandpa at the hospital. And he was very like good. Like he was fine. But I'm like, he was with somebody else. I don't know. My mind just like, he already had his life. Why not him? Why my child? You know, but then again, you don't know what they went through. Yeah. I don't know how their life was. Yeah. That was my thinking, you know.
I think that's normal. It's like, I don't think that's anything to be ashamed of, personally, because if someone is going to sit here and listen to this and say, I have never thought something like that, well, one, you're probably lying.
Right.
And two, or you've never gone through anything this horrible that you had to have these thoughts.
Right.
Which is lucky you.
Right.
So, you know, right?
Right.
I think at some point in our lives, for people that have gone through something traumatic, those thoughts do cross your mind. And I don't think it's selfish. I don't think it's part of the process. It's part of the, I guess, the work through of everything. Right? Like you're trying to figure out, why is this happening? This is unfair because, you know, and I'm doing the air quotes just because, you know, children are not supposed to suffer.
Right.
But we know that they do. And we know that these things happen, but that's not how it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Parent is the one that protects the child, and the children are the ones that are supposed to be okay and happy, and we take everything on. But when that doesn't happen like it does a lot, it still kind of makes everything be out of control, and you're like, wait, no, this isn't part of the plan. This isn't what's supposed to happen.
And that makes you question, like, what did I do wrong as a mother? Did I provoke this? But you know, but those are the questions that I ask myself.
But you know that you didn't do anything.
Right. And that I even like, because we got help, therapy and stuff like that. And we're still going through that. And then I would tell the therapist, this is how I feel. And she's like, no, you did nothing wrong. There's so many cases that like parents are like living off our organic food and all this, and they still have cancer. It's just nothing that you
could have done.
Yeah. Like this is, you know, we all have the cancer in us. It just develops different, or it doesn't develop, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I know, but still, like, it's in the back of my head. Like,
that's just how you feel. Like, what did I do?
Correct.
How could I have prevented this?
Yeah.
Which I think as a parent, when something happens, regardless of you knowing you couldn't have done anything, those thoughts still cross your mind because you're supposed to be able to foresee the danger, right?
Right.
Foresee the future, apparently. That's what we're supposed to be able to do. But the reality is that we can't, you know, but it's all part of the process. Another question that I want to ask you is, how has this affected your family dynamic as far as like in your home, you, your husband, and your two kids, your daily living process?
It has made us closer, and I really enjoy every moment of our life. That moment has the last moment because we live day by day.
So before you had your son, you guys were busy, just in and out, taking the kids to school, work, this, that, right?
Right. And now it's like, before it was like, Mom, I can do this. I'm like, oh yeah. I would look at him and like, oh yeah, good job, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of. You're trying to look at.
Yeah. But then now it's like, wait, stop what I'm doing and like enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
And give that.
Even if they're just jumping up and down for 2 seconds and that's what they want to show you.
Yes.
It's usually what it is, right?
Yes.
Like, look what I can do. And it's like something that's just like, oh, okay.
Right?
So we usually are like, okay, cool, good job. And you cleaning or cooking or whatever the hell you're doing.
Right. And now it's like, no, we cherish those moments and we really take advantage of the moments that we have together. And it just brought us closer, to be honest.
If you don't mind me asking, usually situations like this cause tension between couples. Has this caused any tension between you and your husband?
No.
Oh, really?
Actually, guys, brought us even closer.
That's awesome.
Even though we haven't slept in the same bed for like almost a year and a half. But that's not because anything else.
Yeah.
It's because we sleep with one and then we sleep with the other one and then we switch.
Okay.
It's just for us, sleeping with him was able to like, he's still breathing. He's still doing right. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like a newborn kind of thing,
like
mother.
It's the anxiety.
Right.
It relieves the anxiety.
Yes. So until this moment, like barely, we just started last week. We're like, no, you guys have to sleep together now. You guys are going to go back to school. So you guys have to sleep in your own room. So we barely start. But before it was like, hey, babe, we haven't slept in the same bed for like almost a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's that crazy, right? But it doesn't mean anything. We would take our moments, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Hey, me and dad needs 5 minutes, 10 minutes break. We're going to go upstairs and we're going to talk.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, cool. You know, so we go upstairs. How you feeling? How you doing? You know, the constantly asking that to your partner, it's a big key through this process.
So your husband is a good communicator?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Because that's rare.
It is. Before this, it was kind of like a relationship still very open.
Yeah.
But this make us
you didn't have
closer.
A choice. Yeah.
You know, even closer. There will be moments that he will have a whole day that his mind was playing with him and like thinking the worst, so not having a good day.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, go take a walk. Go with someone else to go for a drink. Or go outside or whatever. Right?
So you guys support each other in trying to get yourselves out of that headspace when you're having a bad day.
Correct.
Which is really important.
Yes. And it's so funny because we notice each other. Like I can see his mood. He can see my mood. I'm like, you need a break. Take a break. You know? Reset.
Yeah.
We would use that a lot. Reset. It is hard, you know? I think our escape, like I said, for me was continue working. And for him to continue with his work and the coaching, it helps him a lot too.
He coaches soccer?
Yes.
For your son?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good because he enjoys that. You guys have found a way.
Right.
To, because
help us cope with all that.
Cope with everything, because you hear a lot of the times that couples have a hard time or they split up or because they just can't handle all the stress of everything, and it kind of creates this like a separation.
Yeah.
You know, but that's awesome. And I know you're close to your family, like your parents and your sisters. I've met a couple of your siblings already. I mean, you guys all seem like you're very close.
Yeah.
So how has that been with your extended family, the support? Like, are they providing support? Are they there for you?
They have been there from day one with the support, always with the praying and the checking, the text message checking for me, for my kids, for my husband, from the other one, you know. So they're being there since day one.
And your husband's family is also in town?
Same. Yeah.
The same. So you guys have a lot of support outside of just you and your husband?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And before you got here today, you did mention that you were at a meeting for school, which is a question that I wanted to ask you. How has school been for your son? Because I'm assuming that he's missed a lot of school due to everything going on.
So this is he barely got the green card to go back to school. He was not in school. He was homeschooled.
Because of the germs and everything.
Correct.
And not only that, the pain.
The process, and everything, procedures. So he was homeschooled. And it will be only like 3 times a week, 1 hour per week, like per day. So it was not a lot.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So now he's going back and it's going to be a
whole day.
Yeah, a whole day. So
yeah.
But we did meet up with the school because it's a program called the 504 program. So accommodates kids with disability, kids that are going through treatments or stuff like that.
Okay.
So it helps with that to see if like he needs extra breaks, he needs extra bathroom breaks, or he literally can't do any more school and like he needs to be picked up from school. So there are few accommodations that we need to talk to the teachers and everyone so we're on the same page.
So I'm assuming he's going into 3rd grade?
Yeah.
He didn't need to be held back or anything because of missing school or whatever the case was.
No, because he was still getting the homeschooling through the school district.
He didn't fall behind.
Yeah, he did a little bit,
but not enough.
Not enough for him to be held back.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good. Okay.
Yeah. The only thing I know he's like held back, like a little bit behind, is in the reading part. Because to be honest, I'm not a huge reader person, so I've never been.
Girl, I don't like doing homework with my kids. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Right?
I'm like, I have enough to do. I don't want to come home and do this.
I know. So I'm like, that was one of the things that we know he's behind, but we were pushing it, getting him help.
My daughter, and she's fine. I mean, you know what I mean. Like
every kid, right?
Yeah,
I feel like
every behind in something. Like my daughter was behind in reading too, but she's catching up. It's fine. She'll be okay.
Exactly.
She'll be okay.
So that's the only things,
Yeah. Okay. He's excited to go back, I'm assuming.
He's excited to go back just because he's friends, not so much about school.
What 8-year-old wants to go back and be like, I want to go learn? I'm sure there's some
he's
out
just
there,
excited to be outside with his friends and play with his friends, and
like a normal childhood. Yes, because that's what he had before, and then it got taken away.
Yes, drastically.
Speaking of that taken away, how soon after he was diagnosed did the whole schooling thing change? Was it right away?
It was right away because like I said, he was going to start school, let's say, January 13 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And then he got diagnosed on January 27.
Mm-hmm.
But we were in Cancun, so we were going to be late for school, right? And then as soon as we got diagnosed that Thursday, that Friday, he needed to go into the hospital and start with the treatment ASAP.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was not like, oh, wait, no.
Wow. So that's got to be hard. It's been a year and a half of him just kind of dealing with a bunch of changes. And you mentioned that you guys are in therapy. That includes your son as well?
Yes.
Okay. So he's talked to someone about, because I can imagine all these changes are hard for him, and it's hard to kind of.
His personality,
I was going to ask you, like, what type of kid is he?
He's not a chatty person.
Okay.
He's not. With his friends, he is. But if, like, with his oncologists, he comes in and like, hey, how you feeling? How you doing? This and that. Fine. Good.
It's just one word answer.
Right. And then other question, then he will look at me like, can you answer that question? I'm like, dude, like, he's asking you.
Yeah.
Like, what did you did this weekend? And he like looks at me like, really? So he's not that nervous. Right.
Yeah.
But with the therapist and stuff like that, he's still quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So we did encourage that because the school teacher brought it up to us. Like, you think if he gets a psychologist 30 minutes or 20 minutes, you think it will help him? Like, and we encourage that because we want him to talk about it.
Yeah.
He's very vocal with us at home. Okay. Like, I don't want this. This is how I feel, but through other people, he's not. He just very quiet and shy person.
Yeah.
So we encourage him to talk to someone, and maybe he expressed differently with someone else than with us.
Yeah, maybe. It's good that he talks to you guys at least, but there's some things that I think as parents, we're just not trained to answer.
Right.
Like, what is the right answer for this? You know what you want to say, but sometimes you're like, I don't know if me saying what I want to say is going to be the right thing.
Right.
To tell him or her or whatever, right? Because is this going to have a negative effect later?
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least he's going, and hopefully with time, and maybe the older he gets, he'll feel more comfortable. And also, he is sitting with someone he didn't know prior. So it's probably going to take him a minute to get comfortable.
Right. And the good thing is, like, he's going back with one of his best friends since kindergarten.
Aww.
He's going to be in the same classroom, and they've been talking on the games, right? Yeah. And they're every day constantly talking. So I'm glad he's going to be in the same classroom. So his friend knows about his health issues.
Mm-hmm.
So at least I'm a little bit more like, I'm like, hey, Alejandro, you're going to be taking care of Luisito. Make sure nobody, pushes him or something.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, I got this. I will take care of Luisito.
My next question for you is, how has this affected your other son? I know he's younger, but sometimes children, especially when they're little, they don't understand and they act out.
Yeah.
Like, is that a problem that you've had?
At the beginning, yes. Because obviously, like every kid, you're putting more attention to one, and it's like, what's going on?
Like, hey, I'm here too.
Right. But our family can come in and help us out with that.
Okay.
Make sure we distract them, make sure this and this. We sit down and explain, hey, your brother's sick. He is going to be in the hospital a lot. Mm-hmm. He's going to get blood transfusions. He's going to be poking this and this and that. And I'm so surprised how well he understands everything. Like, to be honest, Max, like they said, one person told me, and it always stay with me, that God made him for his brother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, it is true, because Max has always been such a good brother to him. And all the time he sees him down, he lays down with him and start like petting him in the back.
Consoling him,
yes,
comforting him.
Yes. And like, Tito, do you need anything?
That's so beautiful.
And it's when we go to the hospital, it will be hard on him because it would be me and my husband staying. I couldn't stay at home. He would stay with my mom. He would stay with my mother-in-law.
So that's got to be hard.
So, and then it will be not one day. It will be like a whole 2 weeks. Like at the beginning, it was almost a month.
Wow.
He will go visit, but it was hard for him to leave us, and it was also for us.
It's a big change for him.
Yeah, for us leaving him, like crying. I'm like, oh my God, breaking my heart. But at the same time, like, I know he will be fine.
Yeah.
This one,
but that doesn't take away
me
from the pain that, and you feel like you have to divide.
Yeah.
Not so much your love, because you still love your kids.
Right.
But you're dividing your attention, which you don't want your other one to feel like you love this one more than the other.
Right. And we did our best, and we're still doing our best to make sure he feels the same love. But we kind of like go through him and like make him understand the situation, why he needs us a little bit more than him. So he's been good. So
for
far.
A 5-year-old.
Yeah, he's been so good. The only thing that it did stick on his head, and I removed that memory. I hope I did. It was on his birthday last year. We were at the hospital. Max's birthday. We were at the hospital, and my sister celebrated him at my house. A little birthday cake to sing and everything, but we were not there. And then he will mention, I'm like, hey, baby, your birthday's coming this year, right? This year, you guys going to be here, right, Mom?
So like, this was when he turned 5 or 4?
4.
Okay. He won't remember.
I know.
So just give it a couple more years, he'll completely forget.
Yeah, no. So now it's like, he has not mentioned that. He has mentioned about what an awesome birthday he had. So I'm like, let's keep that memory.
Yeah.
Sink in and lock in.
It's hard.
Yeah, but he has been an amazing kid. Can't complain.
That's awesome. I like what you said. God made him for
his brother.
For his brother.
Yeah.
He probably did.
Yep. I do believe so. Like our faith was, I had faith before this, right? I was a regular Catholic. I will go to church here and there.
Yeah.
Like a good Catholic.
Yeah.
But now it has become more, no, we cannot go to sleep without praying. We wake up praying. My kids has always praying, like since the little one too. He's always praying. When he's going to go to bed, he to his brother, prays for his brother, or he goes get blood work. Le da la bendición, and he gets get blood work. He's like, I was praying for you for not to hurt you or something, and it's like, oh my God, Max. Like,
so your faith
it has become so strong. It gets stronger.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what God sometimes put us in this kind of testing to see how far your faith can go and to see if you're actually that faithful to him. I think everything that God does is to test us.
As far as faith goes, I've been on my own journey. So to me, it's hard sometimes to understand.
Yep.
And it's hard. And I'm listening to you, and I'm just like, and I've seen your posts, and they are very faith driven. And, I do read them, and I'm just like, how is she keeping her faith? Because sometimes I feel like I question so much, and it's hard, and it's.
As you do question it. Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah.
As you question it.
I'm
not
sure
preaching no religion in here.
Yeah.
I'm just our faith. It gets to moments that when you talk to the right person sometimes, or when you're reading a verse, and wait, it is true. It's it's just him testing us to see how much faith you have in him. Because you're saying, oh, I do believe in God and blah, blah, blah. But then you don't go to church. I'm not saying that you have to go to church, but you don't pray, But then when you need it, oh my God, you're praying, right? And it's like, no, it shouldn't be like that.
This process has also been a spiritual, I guess, awakening.
Yes.
For you
and
your family.
And me and my husband and my family, to be honest, like I said, I was not 100% Catholic, and I'm not saying I'm 100%. I'm not, but I'm better.
Your faith is growing.
Yes, it's stronger than ever.
Mm-hmm.
I've been, and I'm not saying don't question. I do keep questioning.
I think it's
little
normal.
things.
I mean, I think it's normal to sometimes question. I question a lot, and that's something that I'm struggling with, and I'm working through, and I'm going to church, and I'm trying to figure out where I stand in everything. But it's during the hard times that you're really tested, and you're really like, it can get, I feel, confusing, but also eye-opening at the same time.
Right.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Because in one moment I'm furious, and at another moment I'm like just reading, and I'm like, oh man, wait.
So you pick up your Bible a lot more now?
Not actually my Bible. I have a book.
App?
Like an app, but it's a book with all the verses that you have, and then for people that are sick and which ones to read, and help you go through that. I'm telling you, I'm not 100%. No,
that's
read
fine.
The Bible.
Girl,
I do have a Bible.
I have a Bible too that my sister gifted me, and I don't read it because it's hard for me. It's confusing.
It is.
But she did give me this little book, or 5-minute Bible study for difficult times. That has really helped me. And I bought extras, and every now and then this is something that I started doing. Every now and then I come across someone, and I talk to someone. As you know, I'm very, very chatty.
Yeah.
So I talk to a lot of people, and the conversations get deep because I like to have meaningful conversations with people. And I'll be like, all right, this person needs a book. And, and I'll give them a copy, and I have one for you, just so you know.
Thank you.
You're gonna get one. So basically, the book is like each page is a different situation that you could possibly be going through. Like, I'm feeling hopeless today. I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling anxious. I mean, there's a ton of them.
Right.
And each page tells you what verse to read. And it gives you like a critical thinking question. And then at the end, it has a little prayer for that specific thing that you're feeling.
Yeah.
And I found it helpful when I was like deep in my postpartum anxiety, because I would be like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
Like, I don't know how, like your thoughts sometimes are everywhere when you're anxious, when you're dealing with something that you feel like you can't control.
Right.
And so sometimes it's nice to sit down and read something and to kind of just like exhale. Yeah. And kind of bring you back to that calm place, or to, semi-calm.
It makes you understand your feelings.
Yeah.
They're valid.
They are.
Yeah. So it makes you like, okay, I'm thinking this way. I'm feeling this way. I read this and I'm like, oh, wait. Okay, that's what they're saying, and it makes you see the picture differently now.
Yeah.
To be honest, when he was born, it was not an easy pregnancy either. I was a high risk since the beginning.
Oh, really?
So it's been a struggle.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest. But
to be a mom.
It's
hard.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
that's fine.
But really quick, I was just having this conversation with, I think it was my cousin, with somebody the other day, where her kids are teenagers now. And she was like, oh, it never ends, girl. And I said, I love my kids. I'm very grateful for my children. And this might sound horrible for some people. I don't know. People are a little sensitive sometimes.
Yeah.
But sometimes I wish I didn't have them. Not because I don't love them. I said it, but because the minute they were born, all I've done is worry.
Yeah.
All I've done is worry.
Yeah.
And that shit is hard.
Yeah.
It takes a toll on your mind.
Yes.
And she was like, I totally get it, And I was like, it might sound mean or whatever, but it's not because I don't love them. It's because
it's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot.
And even before they're born, like, you're pregnant, you're already worrying.
Yeah, like for sure, like this, I'm being like always thinking like, man, this kid has been my problem child since day one. He was a preemie, 30 weeks. It was an emergency C-section. He was in a NICU for 14 days. He was a preemie, NICU baby and everything. After he was 3 months, we went back because he had a procedure. The bag from his testicles, that sac, I don't know what they call it exactly. It was not closed. So his little testicles will go all the way up instead of just going to whatever the bag. And then he had a hernia. So they had to fix it, and then they had to fix that too. What I do always think back is that infection on his lymphoma.
Well, lymphoma and leukemia are connected.
Are connected.
Yeah.
So I feel like for us, that was our sign. But I'm not able to react faster, could avoid this, right? And I did ask that question, like,
how would you have known,
exactly,
though?
they're going to defend themselves, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'm still mad at it, and I'm still furious about the medical department.
Girl, yeah, don't get me started on that, because
and it's like, I told you guys, do something more, not just blood, not just x-rays, do more. If I would have done it more like, no, you need to do this, they would have targeted right away and avoid this, but I don't know. It's just
it's hard to tell. But also, speaking about that, I want to ask you, is that your personality already? Now, and the reason why I ask this is because sometimes, to avoid conflict, I just let things go, especially like in the medical world for advocating, because I will advocate and I will get pushy when I need to. But I feel like sometimes it takes me longer than it should.
No, I have always been very pushy.
Okay.
But now, going through this, it's made me more pushy.
Which is fine, because
it's like, no, I need you to check this, and this, and this, and that. It's like, I don't care. Do this. Like they say, like, you're going to hear a lot. And during like cancer families, you need to advocate for your kids. Even though they're going through the process, you still need to advocate for them, for the extra medication. He's in pain. He's not in pain. I need you to give him something,
that is, it's sad, first of all.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know how to, or you don't have someone with you that knows how to, or that is willing to, things fall through the crack. I think about my mom, because my mom passed away 12 and a half years ago from leukemia. Just turned 63. I was only 24. I didn't know.
Right.
I was the main person taking care of her, going to the doctor's appointments, doing this, doing that. I feel like there were so many things that slipped through the crack as I got older, and as I look back, so many things that could have been done. And maybe it wouldn't have changed the outcome, right? Because you don't know.
Right.
It was her time. She did have the acute type of leukemia, the more aggressive one.
Yeah.
And they did say, because of her age, like the treatment and everything towards the end, it was just going to be more harmful than good.
Right.
Was that true? Who knows? Whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. What happened, right? But I do think back, like, man, I feel like there were so many things that we could have advocated for, that we could have fought for, that, or me, because I was the one really in charge of everything. But I had no clue. And that's hard sometimes, when, depending on who's with you. And, my mom didn't speak English. So there was, there were so many barriers. Right. But it's really important to know that the doctors are not always right. You want them to be, obviously, right? You want them to be like, yeah, well, depending on what they're telling you.
Right.
Depending on what you're telling you. But you kind of have to fight, and you kind of have to push.
And I still do, with the nurses.
Did you have fear that you were making the wrong decisions when you were making them, or?
Yes and no. For me, it was mostly me encomendé a Dios.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you guide those nurses, those doctors to the right path for my son's recovery. Obviously, they give you all the side effects right now, and in 20 years that chemo is going to affect your child. And you're like, so should we give it to him or not? Kind of thing. But it's not an option. It's not an option.
It's either you do it or
you do it, your son doesn't get better.
Yeah.
So for us, it was like, well, go ahead. Just sign, because you have to sign. But then again, it's like, what we did is just, literally, we just prayed to God to guide the doctors on the right path. And that was for us. And it keeps being like that. Every time we pray, keep guiding the doctors and the nurses for the medications and research and better medications. Oh, I don't know. Less side effect. Not all the nurses are good nurses. And I always saying, like, if you don't like your job, get something else that you like, because you are traumatizing a child. When we go back and get into the hospital, we see that nurse. We request that nurse to be in, if it's possible, in the care of my son.
Yeah.
We see the one that we don't like. We don't want her to access my son. We don't want her to be in the room with my son, because my son already had a bad experience with her.
Yeah.
And he's already having this experience. We don't want him to.
The experience itself is hard. Yeah.
So, like, for example, like, we go to the clinic. There are some nurses, and they access their port, and they hurt him a lot. Sometimes they had to do the double poke because they didn't get it the first time. That's one thing. They're already afraid, and getting those experiences, like, come on. Another thing is like when he gets procedures or like any transfusion, like blood transfusion, he's allergic to one of the blood products, right? And he needs to get Benadryl, and then he needs to get Tylenol right before he gets any transfusions. The Benadryl, if you get him directly to him through the mouth, he can handle it. It's just too much for him. If you push it through the IV, the same thing. He started getting anxiety, and he started not feeling well with the headache. He said the pressure on his face, whatever. But when they do the 15 minutes with the process with the pump,
he feels better.
Yeah, he feels better. Not because I'm going to give you more time or add on to your time. It's because my son doesn't feel good with it. Getting pushed back from some nurses, it's annoying. You're here, you're saying that you're going to take care of my kid, and you're not, and they need to think about every single kid is different. For my son, what's been helping him get this access is sitting down on my legs on top of me, and holding his hand, and that's his safe space, right? One day, one of the nurses like, oh, you're a big kid, you can handle it. And she was like going through his sport, like he was like, oh my God, looking at me. I'm like, and he's like, stop. He has never yelled at no one. He's like, stop. I need to sit with my mom. And you can see her face like, oh shit. You're rushing us out, but you're not listening to your patient,
Who is a child, by the way.
Right.
It
and
was
then
scared.
I remember, like, he grabbed his hand and like, stop, Yeah. With the face like, excuse me,
Yeah.
And
slow down.
Yeah. She left the room and somebody else come back and just access them and everything.
Okay, that's good.
But I'm like, I was like furious.
At least he was able to speak up for himself and say, hey, this is not what I want. You're not listening to me. Kids get shy, and kids just
take it. Sometimes
take it, and they're just like, okay, this is an adult and they're telling me what to do, and I need to just do it. My next question here that I want to ask you, right now, what do you feel is your biggest need? Like, what do you need? Just in general, what do you need right now? Continue to deal with everything.
I don't know. That's a question. That's a hard question to me. Yes. I don't know.
Like, I need a lot of things.
I need time. I need this. I need that. No, I don't know. To be honest, I just, like I said, we take it day by day. I don't know.
Each day is different. Basically.
Yeah. It's not like I can say, oh, I need this from everyone, or I need this from my family specific. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Maybe this is kind of the same question. Sure. Like, what kind of support do you feel is the most helpful, or has been the most helpful, and you think will continue to be the most helpful moving forward?
To be honest, it's just the awareness of cancer. People are going through this. Because before, for me, it was like, you would see those commercials with St. Jude's.
St. Jude kids. Yeah.
Like per kids. Oh my God, I would donate. Absolutely, I would donate. But now, like, going through that, oh my God, it's way different. There's so many kids at the hospital right now. They are going to miss major holidays. They're missing being with their families. What's helped us is like a community that go and donate to the hospital through the cancer department. They also have a group when you go there to any hospital. I'm pretty sure I'm at Kaiser in Roseville. They have a group. They call it the Mama Bear. And they're like super supportive people. They're there to give you everything that you need, like information, relate you with people and stuff like that. And they also have a group of chat group.
Okay.
Where all the moms or dads can share questions or stuff like that. For me, that was very stressful because I can hear other kids are like going through the same or even worse things, and hearing their cases will stress me more. Because they started the same, or like similar, and they were getting better. They finished the treatment, they're back again, they relapse, and it's like, oh fudge, So I'm like, nope, I'm out of that group.
You have to learn to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. I would probably do the same thing, because I spiral and I would be like, oh my God, well, what if this and what if that and what, and then there's things that I would look at that I had to remove myself from when I'm going through my episodes of whatever, because I noticed that it exasperates my feelings and it makes me feel worse than what I'm feeling. And it's like, I need to remove that because it's just causing me more anxiety. It's causing me more stress. And you have to learn to kind of pick out the things that are just not it. For anyone that's going to hear this that knows you, whether it's your family or friends or whatever, How can people support you and your family during this time? You're like, leave me alone. No.
To be honest, we're the type of family that we don't ask for much.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, just I ask for prayers for my kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yes.
Sometimes we're at the hospital. I do ask for, what is the DoorDash gift cards? They're all welcome.
Yes.
You know?
Man, it gets expensive.
It gets expensive.
Very expensive.
Because you're at the hospital, you tire the food.
Yeah.
So what do? DoorDash.
I was there for 9 days, and those 9 days were expensive. Like,
right?
So
that's what I'm telling you.
Like a year and a half.
Right? It's hard to ask,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's like, not that I need the money.
Yeah.
It's just like sometimes it's so convenient.
It is very.
I'm not saying that I cannot afford it, but
it burns a hole,
right?
Because it gets expensive. I mean,
right?
No, I get what you mean. It's like, okay, we're not like in dire need of money, but also it would be nice to not have to spend what we do have on that. But also, I need that,
right?
And let's be realistic. You going home and cooking a whole meal and packing it and taking it, and it's just not. It's just not.
It's not. No.
No. Yes. Will you save money? Yes. Is it convenient? Hell no.
No. Because you have so many things in your mind. You're so tired of the hospital. You just want to go home and just rest.
And not only that, you have another child, and he's little. Exactly. He's younger.
And, I've been so blessed to have an amazing friends. And since I've been posting, I got so many followers just because my son. Mm-hmm. And out of nowhere, it's like, I get a gift card from Starbucks, a $10 gift card. And like, hey, you don't know me. I saw your on Instagram, and this is just for me, and it's like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you. I'm like, and then I'm like, start thinking like, how did they got my phone number? Oh, wait, it's public.
Because you're a real estate
Yes. And I'm like, oh, wait, but it's so funny. And it's so like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like,
so,
Yeah.
And that's awesome. So you do real estate in the Sacramento area.
Yeah.
Right? What is your Instagram handle?
Mayra Y. Gomez, realtor.
Mayra Y. Gomez, realtor. I'm gonna put it in the notes also. So if you are in the Sacramento area or planning to move to the Sacramento area, you can reach out to Mayra. She's a real estate agent, and obviously give her business. Duh.
Yes, please.
Or send her a gift card, please. Now, I just randomly had this thought right now, so I'm just gonna talk about it. But obviously, you're dealing with the stresses of everything going on in your life, your son, your job, blah, 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 blah. And you just snap at someone. Like, you just snap.
Yes.
How do you feel after?
I come back and say, I'm so sorry, people. I'm sorry for being a bitch. Yeah. I need coffee. And it's so funny because my kids know me so well. They're like, Mom, you need coffee. Mm-hmm. Go for a coffee run.
So I just remembered where we used to live before we moved here. Our kids would play sometimes. They were close in age. We were cool with them, but like we weren't super close or anything. The kids would sometimes go outside and play. We were very cordial type of thing, never really had long conversations. But one day our gardener came over, or my husband hired this guy once. And after that, we didn't hire him again. But he messed up the bushes. Mm-hmm. And he did not do what we asked him to do. The point is, he ended up just cutting our neighbor's bushes. Oh. And he did not do a good job. He ruined our bushes, their bushes. Bushes were ruined. I was getting ready to go to a wedding. Somebody rings the doorbell. I answer the door, and it's my neighbor, the husband. Mm-hmm. And I usually talk to the wife, and he starts going off on me. Mm. He's just like, what happened to my bushes? Blah, blah, blah. He's like just going off. And I was like, huh? I'm confused because I didn't see what the gardener did. And then I look over and I was like, oh my God.
Right.
And it's like, I am so sorry. We told him not to do that. I apologized, and he was like, I've never really interacted with him like that before. Mm-hmm. And he's like going off on me.
Just pushing the button.
Yeah. And I was just like, okay, like, I'm very sorry, John. Like, I didn't, whatever.
What do you want me to do?
I was confused. Like, I was hella confused.
Yeah.
And then he leaves. And I ended up going over there a little after to apologize again and tell him that the gardener was going to come back and try and fix him. Mm-hmm. But the wife answered the door, and I ended up talking to her. Well, a little bit after that, I found out that their son had leukemia. Mm. And I was like, oh, okay.
I understand.
I can only imagine like what was going on. Because he's not like that. Right. It was really out of character. Like, we've never interacted in that way. And I could tell he felt bad.
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't snapped at people, but my family.
But your family?
Yes. They have my snaps and they understand why.
Yeah.
You know, and they let me be. Mm-hmm. But to other people that are not my family, I don't think I have encountered anything like that. Mm-hmm. But I have been with my sisters, my mom. Then it's like, oh, shit. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I was not me, you know. She's like, don't worry with me, huh?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, moms know.
Yes. To other people, I don't think so. I don't recall anything. Just me, just snappy at the nurses. Mm-hmm. But that's like pretty much.
You know, it for whatever reason, that interaction has always stuck with me because it made me kind of think I didn't know what he was going through.
Yeah.
And I didn't hold it against him. After that, we were fine. Like he didn't apologize, but he didn't have to apologize.
Right.
I didn't need an apology from him.
Right.
We moved on, but that always stuck with me because it really makes you think like you don't know what people are going through sometimes.
Right.
And you got to be kind.
Yes.
Sometimes and maybe hold back when someone snaps at you or something. It's hard for me, let me tell you, I'm not gonna lie. But as I get older and as I experience more and as I interact with more people and get to talk to people, you know, especially with the podcast and everything, I've talked to a lot of moms that have been going through postpartum depression, anxiety, whatever, you name it, right? Just tired moms. You, right? Not only are you a mom, but your child is, you know, is sick. Moms that are sick who have children, like that's a whole nother thing that's hard.
Yeah.
I understand sometimes more like you need to give people grace.
Yes.
You don't always know what's going on with people. You don't always know. And I always think about John, my old neighbor, because I'm like, he had a moment where he went off on me and whatever. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't in the world. But I could have easily just been like, you know, snap back or just held that grudge. But I was like, man, I kind of, for whatever reason, I was like, whatever.
Right.
And then, you know, I find out what he's going through and it's like he's having a bad freaking day because his son is sick.
Right.
And he doesn't know probably what the hell's going to happen or and luckily he ended up being okay. He went into remission and he's fine now, you know?
I just feel like if you know of someone that's going through this and you're close to those people, just give them the space. And like I said, those little minimal gift cards, it makes more bigger impression to us that were going through that. The other people texting you, calling you, how are you doing? This and this and that. So I got a text. I hear it so many times, but the other they kind of hit me more. This person said to me,
I'm not naming any names.
No naming, but hey, you know who you are. I'm just kidding. I put a post and they're like, oh, my daughter or my friend's daughter had cancer, leukemia, and they're fine. For me, it was like, stop whining, stop complaining, stop, you know?
That's how you took it. Yeah.
Yes, you will be fine. And I'm like, I'm not asking you for who else has gone through that. So we need to be aware of the comments.
My brother-in-law, my husband's brother and his wife, their daughter, when she was born a preemie, and I don't know the exact name of the condition, but she basically has half a heart. So from the beginning, they've been going through stuff.
A lot of things,
right?
Yeah.
And one thing that we were talking about the other day was she told me that somebody told her that their daughter or son had that same issue when they were born. And she was like, oh, okay, like,
then wait, what happened, right?
Is everything okay? And they're like, oh, no, they died. And she's like, why the hell would you tell me that? Like, I'm literally in
the process
of like, I don't know what's going to happen to my child.
Yeah.
And then you're going to tell me a story that doesn't even have a nice ending.
Right.
It doesn't even have a good ending. And she told me that a few people did that.
Yeah.
And she told me another one was like, that somebody told her that, I don't know if it was their child had the same condition. You know, is everything okay? Like, oh no, they died when they were 20. And so then she was like, oh shit, like that's a possibility, I guess. You know, they can live a short life.
Yeah.
Versus dying when they're little. Yeah. And I was like, why would anyone, like, to me in my head, it was like, I would never make that comment to another parent going through something because it's not a positive.
It's not. It's something so negative.
It's negative. And not only that, it's like whatever happened with, you know, like that person that said that to you, hopefully that's the outcome for your son, obviously.
Right.
Right? But it's a kind of a form of comparing.
Yeah.
And every situation is different.
It's different.
And you don't know what happened here that didn't happen here and vice versa, right?
Yes. Like my husband's like, I take it as a optimistically, right? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But at the same time,
it makes me feel like she's telling me to stop complaining or
yes,
stop posting.
Yes. I'm like, I'm posting this because I have so many people reach out to me and say, post it because we want to hear about your kid without asking you. Because we know it's hard for you to be answering the text, answering calls, and maybe you're not up to. And it keeps us updated on how Luisito's doing.
And that way they're not bugging you.
Exactly.
You. Yeah.
You know, so for me, when I see sometimes posts, or even like I have talked to people, it's so funny. I have talked to people and they make those comments and like it rubs me the wrong way. I just have to, like my husband said, just take it, make it positive, and that's it. But it's hard.
Because most of the time, especially if it's someone that you know, most of the time it comes from a good place.
Right.
And they just don't see how it could be interpreted. And especially when you're in a vulnerable space, probably if you weren't going through this, you probably wouldn't take it that way, or you probably wouldn't even see it in that way, but you are. And
we just praying for you guys. That for me is even major. Like, thank you. We are there with your family praying. They're in our prayers. Oh my God, that's for me. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Yeah. You know, instead of like, how are you doing?
Yeah. Because how do you think I'm doing?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, today I wake up, I had to inject my son with chemo and he was crying. He was in pain. And like, then my freaking mind is like everywhere. But
how are you doing?
Right? But I'm doing good. You know, like that's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
You know?
Most people don't want to hear the truth about how you're actually feeling.
Right. And they're just there to just to
see.
Just see. That you're like, oh, she was there. She did ask me.
Yeah.
You know?
She asked me. She showed up.
Yeah. And it's so funny because when you're going through this, you actually see who actually is there for you.
Oh, yeah.
Family and friends.
Yeah.
You're like, they're there for you before all the chaos. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're close. When all this happens, you know who actually is there for you.
In a way, I feel like it's a good thing because you can start weeding people out.
Yeah.
Sometimes everyone that you talk to is not someone that needs to be in your life.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did say something that's helpful is not constantly asking questions.
Just for me, that when I get a text like, just thinking about you and your family, that's it. Not asking for a reply. It's big for us.
Not asking for a reply, not bombarding you with questions about treatment and this and that. Just wait for the Instagram update.
Right? Everybody's different.
So prayers.
Yes.
Not making insensitive comments.
Yes.
Sharing stories about other people going through the same thing. Whether the outcome is good or bad, just refrain from that because every situation is different.
Correct. Right.
But luckily your son seems to be doing a lot better and it seems like the outcome is going to be good, correct?
Yes.
And so things are a lot calmer for you now.
Right.
And finding something to do aside from caring for your son has helped you, which is something that you recommend. It's helped you and your husband.
Like going for a walk and talking to God and it, like, this is how I feel. This is my day. Give me a sign or guide me to the right path or show me that if I'm doing it right. Stuff like that. Or just throwing it out there, whatever how you're feeling.
Yeah.
That
helps
me.
you.
Yes.
What is something that you think people can do to donate, whether it's time, resources, money? Like, what are some organizations, especially here in the Sacramento area, since this is where you live and where we live,
right?
That some of the listeners can,
since I'm in the Kaiser and Roseville, and I know this Mama Bear, it's all over the place. I know her, like, they're in San Francisco. They're in a lot of hospitals, but they collect donations money-wise because they create a wagon for families that go through cancer, and they give us so much. They give us a wagon. They give us a backpack with all the little things that we need in the hospital, toys for our kid to entertain himself, little activities,
a variety
of things, gift cards, you know, for that. If you want to do something good, a donation to this Mama Bears, it would be so helpful, or to any cancer organization, to be honest.
But specifically, the one that you've had experience with is Mama Bears at Roseville Kaiser.
Right.
At Kaiser Roseville.
Yeah.
Here in the Sacramento.
Yes. But I know they're everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, but they're the Mama Bears group.
Yeah.
You know, so those are the ones that I have experienced. Also making a Make-A-Wish.
Oh, yeah.
For my son. I don't know how it works exactly, but he got nominated, whatever. He was put in the list. Also to those societies, because
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah.
That's
for us, that was it. And also, you can donate to the hospital, to the cancer department, to the oncology department, you know, because you can go like, hey, this is for the kids on oncology. Because we have the hospital and we have the clinic, right? In the hospital and out the hospital. That we just go in there for our flashes or in and out. And the other ones are actually in the hospital. So they're two different ones.
Okay.
So in clinic and in hospital.
Okay.
You know, so if you guys ever want to actually donate and make a difference, is donating to those departments and going there for toys, gift cards, and whatever.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Okay. The last question I wanted to ask you is, how far do you live from the hospital? Is it a long drive for you?
No, thankfully it's only 20 minutes or less than that.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I know families, they're coming from Fresno.
Wow.
From Fresno, and other ones from like Stockton. Like, it's not that far, but it is far.
But it's far enough to where it's a drive.
Right.
I mean, Fresno is what, 3-4 hours from there?
Around that.
And then Stockton from Roseville is probably close to 2 hours, depending on traffic, right?
Right. And they bought a mobile...
A mobile home, yes.
Mobile home, and they stayed on the hospital in the parking.
Yep, I've seen that. It's a good option. It's a big life change.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but they do have that there. That's true.
Yeah.
So anyways, thank you.
No, thank you
for coming and sharing all of this information, being vulnerable. And girl, I even had tissues just in case, because I thought I was going to cry. I'm like, if she cried, I'm going to cry.
We didn't went that deep.
Yeah, I know. We didn't go that deep. I didn't want to, because I can imagine that
it would not be that podcast.
You know, yeah, no, I could imagine the stuff that we talked about is already, it is deep. Okay.
Yes.
It is deep, but not like deep.
Yes.
Deep.
The details are the ones
that are hard to talk about.
Yes.
And I can only imagine the things that you didn't talk about that you've gone through. But just what you did talk about is already really insightful for anyone who knows someone who is dealing with this, or someone that is listening that is going through this or has gone through this. Only parents that have gone through this can really understand what it's like. Because you can try, and you can listen, and you can whatever, but you don't really know what it feels like to have to go through that. So thank you again for sitting down with me and talking about your experience. I hope that all the information that we shared and everything that we talked about really resonates with other parents who have gone through this or are going through this currently, and brings them a little bit of comfort in the hard time. And just know that you're not alone, and there is hope. There is definitely, light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Even though it's hard sometimes to see it, but it's there.
Well, thank you for having me, and I hope this was helpful for anyone.
It was very helpful.
And again, I'm open to reach out with questions. Send them to you. You can send them to me, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. I will be linking your Instagram, if that's okay, to the show notes. If anyone wants to reach out to Mayra, if you're looking for a house in the Sacramento area, buying or selling,
and investing, I'm here.
If you wanna send a little gift card, she still has a year to go of this treatment. So, all right, guys, thank you, and
thank you.
Goodbye.